Welcome to Pampered Chef Cooking with Rob. I'm Rob. Today we're going to make the best chewy chocolate chip cookies. So come back and see how we do it. Okay, we're back. This is a recipe that I found online, loved it. It said they were good chewy chocolate chip cookies, and believe me, they are excellent. So I'm going to show you how to do that this evening. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Pampered Chef products I'm going to use, and then we'll get right into making our chocolate chip cookies. It's going to be super simple, of course, anything with Pampered Chef. So I'm going to use our stainless steel bowls this evening to do the actual mixing, and I love these bowls because they have a handle. Two, they have a non-stick bottom, so they won't slide across the cabinet. And three, they actually come with a lid. I don't have the lid here, but they have a lid so I can stick it in the refrigerator if I want to afterwards. But they come in three different sizes. It comes in a set, large, medium, and small. Let's see, the large is 24 cups or 6 liters. So it's big, good size bowls. I've used the prep bowls this evening. I use those quite a bit, but it makes it so much easier to get to the stage of mixing because I've already got everything measured out and ready to go. So I've got the 3-cup prep bowl, I've got the 2-cup prep bowl, and I've got the 1-cup prep bowl. So I'm using all three this evening, and I always fail to mention that those also come with lids. So you can also prep items and stick them in the refrigerator when you're ready and pull them out when you're ready to cook. I'm using all of my measuring cups this evening, my 4-cup, my 2-cup, my 1-cup measuring cups. I'm actually only going to use one of our scoopers to scoop the chocolate chip cookie dough and put it. This is the large, which is an ounce and a half. This is the small, which is a ½ ounce. And then there's one in the medium, a medium size, which is 1 ounce. So those are awesome. Pampered Chef cookie sheets. These are professional grade. They are made with an anodized or aluminized steel. So they're going to be not non-stick, but things aren't going to stick to these things, and they're very heavy duty, and they're going to heat evenly because they are so heavy. They are made of steel and aluminum. Then I've got our cooling racks, stacking cooling racks that are awesome. You can buy those in a set. A new product that I just used for the first time this evening is an egg separator. So if you just need a yolk or you just need the whites of an egg, you can separate the eggs super easy. Just crack it in here. I've got one of our teak wood spoons that I'm going to mix with this evening. I've got a couple measuring spoons, tablespoon, teaspoon, adjustable measuring spoons there. And of course I'll use a couple spatulas throughout just because they make it easy here in the kitchen to scrape things off. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. I've got a lot of things already measured out. A couple things I'll have to measure as I'm going, but you can just join along and see. One of the key ingredients actually is, I've got it in the microwave, but I microwaved the butter, unsalted butter, in a 3-cup prep bowl because it's microwave safe. That's one of the keys to our chewy chocolate chip cookie is we're going to use melted butter instead of just regular butter or room temperature butter. So sit back and enjoy as we make some chocolate chip cookies. Oh, by the way, I am going to make a double batch this evening. So the recipe you see below in the description, I will put that there, along with links to different products that I'm using this evening. But I'm doubling everything. So if you see that I'm putting more in than what it calls for, that's because I'm going to make a double batch, and I'm going to show you here at the end what you can do to have chocolate chip cookies any night of the week. Okay, first this evening I'm going to start with our melted butter. And as I said, that's the key to getting our soft and chewy chocolate chips. And then I'm going to start with creaming our sugars. So I've got 2 cups of brown sugar. And I've got 1 cup of white sugar. And I'm going to cream that all together with my wood spoon, my teak wood spoon from Pampered Chef. And we're going to get that nice and creamy. Okay, I think we've got that all nice and creamed up. Then we're going to add the rest of our wet ingredients, which is going to be our eggs. So I've got 2 whole eggs and 2 egg yolks. Remember, I am doubling the batch here. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of vanilla. I'm a little partial to Watkins vanilla. If you have some Watkins vanilla, sure make these cookies taste great. And then we're going to mix that all up, get it all mixed and creamed together. And then we're going to add in our dry ingredients that we sifted together earlier. Sifted together flour, salt, and baking soda. I'm going to put in a little, and then I'm going to stir a little. I've got just a little bit left. Okay, now we're going to add the chocolate chips. So each one of these 12-ounce bags is 2 cups. The recipe calls for 2 cups. So again, I'm going to put 2 bags in because I'm doubling the recipe this evening. You definitely want to stick around and see how we're gonna fix it so you can have chocolate chip cookies every night of the week. Fresh chocolate chip cookies every night of the week. Our chocolate chips are about all mixed in. Okay, just finished mixing our chocolate chip cookies. Got the chocolate chips evenly distributed in there. Now I'm going to take our, let's see how we do this. Let's slide over the whole cooling rack here. And there we go. And I'll just do them right on top of the cooling rack. So here is our, remember, our steel, our anodized, aluminum anodized steel. So they're steel core, aluminized, so we don't have a sticking problem. I'm going to use our large scoop. I can measure those cookies out. Like I said, this is 1.5 ounces. I'm going to scoop those out. It may say in the recipe to do 1 ounce, which is fine. If you'd like to have smaller cookies, that's fine. If you want to do bigger. Now, and then of course, as soon as I scoop out of here, so I just squeeze it and the cookies will drop right out. This has got so many chocolate chips in it, which is excellent. Can you go wrong with too many chocolate chips? I don't think so. Looks like I'm going to get about a half dozen on here. because I made them a little bigger than. I might get a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to squeeze those over. I think I'll get 9 on here. They will spread out, so you do want to separate them a little bit. Actually, I'm going to put them right here in the middle, so I'm only going to get 8. Do 8 per sheet. Okay, and I've had the oven heating at 325 degrees, so I'm going to slide these in the oven, and it says to bake for 15 to 17 minutes. Our cookies are out of the oven. I went about 6 minutes longer than it said, probably about 23 minutes. I'm guessing because they're a little bit bigger cookies, they took a little bit longer to cook. So I am going to, now, if you buy the cookie sheets in a set, you will get one of our mini spatulas. This one happens to be turquoise. I think it comes with a black one, but I can't find my black one, and it's somewhere. But anyway, it's just like this, but perfect for these types of things. So it's not going to scratch anything. But see how easy those came off? I did not put any kind of grease or oil on the pan, and those are they came out about 30 seconds ago, so they haven't even been sitting long. Probably should wait a few minutes for them to harden a little bit, but they're popping right off of these cookie sheets. They go right on the cooling rack. Again, the cooling rack can be bought in a set. You're seeing the set. You're seeing 2 of them here. One stacked on top of the other. Very convenient, especially for holiday season when you're doing a lot of cookies. You'll be able to cool them, cook them quickly. These look delicious, and they smell like you need smell-o-vision, because they smell delicious. Oh, they're just sliding off in my hand. I don't even have to put the spatula underneath them. So I debated, the first time I used these, I debated on whether to use parchment paper or not, but the cookies I baked on here, I've never needed any parchment paper. They come right off, no stick. Love that. These would be perfect cookie sheets for the holiday season. So now I'm going to go ahead and try one while they're hot because I can't resist. But then I'll come back here in just a few minutes and let them cool a little bit, because I want to see, once they cool, how chewy they're going to be, because that's one of the things that I really like about the cookie. So I'm going to try one just because who can resist a hot cookie? Fall apart good. Delicious, but hot, as you can imagine. But the true test is going to be when they cool. Are they just as chewy when they cool? So I'll be back once they've cooled, and we'll give it a shot. And I have one more thing to show you, so stick around, because I still have to get to how you're going to have chocolate chip cookies fresh in the oven any night of the week. So how do you make sure that you can have fresh chocolate chip cookies any night of the week without having to make a batch of cookies? Well, you make a double, triple, or quadruple batch. You make as many as you want while you're making them. And then all we're going to do is we're going to freeze them individually, put them in the freezer, and you can pull them out and eat them anytime you'd like. Or you can put them together. And in case you haven't seen my cast iron skillet demonstration in the air fryer, I'm going to link that right above here so you can click and you can see how you can also do it in the cast iron skillet. So what I would recommend that you don't do, what I did is I put the lid on after I got done making it, and I thought, well, I'll put it in the refrigerator and chill it a little bit before I put it in the freezer. Not the right thing to do. Keep it at room temperature. It's much easier to work with. I had to wait for it to warm back up so I can ball it up. So we're going to do the same thing here as we did when we made them in the oven. Okay, so I'm still using I liked the 1.5 ounce size. It was a much bigger size. You're not going to get quite as many cookies out of the batch if you do it that way, obviously, but I like the size of the cookies that came out. So I'm going to do the same thing for my frozen cookies. So all I'm going to do is put them on the cookie sheet just like I was going to cook them. But instead of cooking them, we're going to put it in the freezer. So all I'm going to do is put it on a cookie sheet, and then I'm going to stick it in the freezer for about a half hour or so, half hour to 45 minutes, and then I'm going to take it, and I'm going to pull it out, and these individual cookies, I'm going to take the balls, and I'm going to put them in a freezer-safe Ziploc bag. You could also use the reusable bags, silicone bags from Pampered Chef, and I'm going to put them back in the freezer. So any night that I'm wanting some cookies, but obviously don't want to bake a batch, it's cheaper, easier than buying the rolls at the store, then I'll just pull them out. And I want to warm them up to room temperature, but they can do that while I'm heating the oven or while I'm getting cast iron ready to go in my cast iron skillet. But you just want to heat it up to room temperature so that they'll come out perfect in the oven. So then you have fresh cookies any night of the week. I'm going to finish this up. You can put them a lot closer together here because we don't have to worry. We're not baking them right now. So I can put them as close together as I want, as long as they're not touching. And there's my balls of cookies. So I'm going to stick those in the freezer, let them sit for about a half hour to 45 minutes, and then I'm going to put them in individually into a bag, Ziploc bag, so I can pull them out anytime that I want. Great little trick for when you're making cookies. Okay, we're back. It's been about an hour and a half, so I thought I would taste these again. And see, they still have a chewy, a little crunchy on the outside. They're still chewy on the inside. So good. Very good cookies. They look very much like you would buy in the store. Good size. So if you like a little smaller cookie, I'd go with the 1 ounce scoop. But this is the 1.5 ounce, and I think it's a really good size cookie. So thanks for joining us again on Pampered Chef Cooking with Rob. Be sure and share the video, like the video, and be sure and subscribe to our channel because we've got a lot of new stuff coming up, especially some new products, and you'll love them. Thanks for joining us.